How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today we're taking a look at 10 different stocks to buy or just to watch over the coming weeks. And 6 of these were stocks that I actually bought this last week. So some of them I've been talking about a lot. Some of them I haven't talked about in months. Some I might never have talked about. So take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a stock analyst. Just know that this is going to be a pretty brief video. So I'm just going to give you the 10 different stocks, talk a little bit about each one. Not enough for you to go out and buy the stock just on what I'm saying. Definitely do your own research. But for the stocks that I actually bought this week, I'll show you in my portfolios what I bought. And then we'll just go over the other stocks at the end. So if you guys like this kind of thing, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you want to start investing, there are a couple links down below to start with M1 Finance, which is my favorite brokerage, or you can start with WeBull or Robinhood. Any of those are down below. Then also we have a Patreon down there too. So if you want to join our Discord chat and talk about investments, you can definitely do that down below too. So let's get started. In my Robinhood account, I bought about $100 worth of Workhorse this week. About 105 actually. So I bought 6 shares of Workhorse. If you haven't heard about Workhorse, then you probably haven't watched my channel very much. They are a company that has really good opportunities in front of them. They have a potential $6 billion USPS contract that they're trying to lock down and get a part of. They are a pretty small company still with just about $2 billion in their market cap. But I think they're going to go up really well over the long term. And we've had a couple different things that have come out that make me believe that they will get part of that USPS contract. The next company is Taurus Acquisition Company, and they are under the ticker SHLL or Shell. They are doing a reverse merger or a SPAC merger with Hyliion. So Hyliion is going to hopefully be acquired soon, and they are a company that can actually take a semi-truck and convert it over to a hybrid and help the company save a lot of money on transportation. It's a very cool concept. It's another EV company, kind of like Workhorse, that's gotten a lot of hype behind them recently. I bought $50 worth when they were worth about $40, and then they went up to $55 later in the week, and now they're back down a little bit. I'm making this Thursday night, so they might have changed a little bit Friday, but now they've come back down a little bit. But they are a company that I would really like to buy more of over the long term. I think that they're going to do really well, and they have a solution to a problem, which I think is really interesting. Now, the other companies that I bought were actually in M1 Finance, and this was part of my weekly dividend investing video where I deposit $100 and build a portfolio from zero to hopefully $1 million. With how much we're investing, it should grow to $1 million by the time that I'm 60. Who knows whether I'm on YouTube by then, but we are going to grow it as much as possible in the meantime by buying dividend-paying stocks. So this week I bought Foot Locker, and I get a lot of flack for buying Foot Locker because other YouTubers have talked about it, but I bought it when it was just $18 a share, $19 a share. I bought it at $22 a share. Now I'm still buying it at about $30 a share. This week it actually went up to about $32 a share. But they had some really good earnings from Q2. I think they're a solid company in general. They have companies underneath them that I have used personally for years, actually decades. So I've used some of their companies for a very long time. They have a lot of cash. They have a lot of earnings. They pay a really nice dividend usually. And I really want to buy a lot more. Now, the next company that I bought was Disney. And this is a company that I've talked about before, but I think their new streaming platform is awesome. They're growing their subscriber base very quickly compared to some other streaming platforms, and I think that they're going to have a really nice rebound here soon once their parks start to open up, and I think they're going to make a lot of money. I think they're still at a pretty good discount now, about 10% discount, and I think that they're undervalued. The next company that I bought was Realty Income. So you might not have heard of this company, but they are a real estate investment trust. So they own different real estate buildings, and they are a monthly dividend paying stock. They've been around for a very long time. They've been raising their dividend for decades, and they're a company that really just tries to reward their shareholders by paying out dividends. They are really well known in the dividend industry space, and they're still down about 25% from their highs. I think that they're still a good value. There's a little bit more risk because of the pandemic, but I think they're a really good option going forward. So I bought about $12.50 there. Then I also invested in Innovative Industrial Properties, or IIPR. They are a company that is growing like crazy. They're a real estate investment trust also, but they work with Mary Jane companies. So you can look up what they do exactly if you don't know what that means. But I want to be sure that I don't get demonetized. But they will essentially go to these companies, buy out their building, and then lease it back to them. That way, these companies can get an influx of cash. They've been growing like crazy with their revenues skyrocketing over the last 5 years or so. And they are a company that pays really nice dividends too. They've been increasing their dividends over the last so many years very significantly. And I think they're going to continue to do this. Now, the next company is a company that I've been buying, but not this week in this portfolio, and that's JP Morgan Chase. So they are one of the largest banks in America, in the world, and they are still severely down from where they were earlier this year. So back in February and even in January, they were around $140 a share. Now they're $100. Part of this is just the low interest rate environment that we're in right now with the Fed. They dropped rates, and that really hurts the banks. They have less money that they can make on deposits. And they've also had to put a lot of money away just in case people default on their loans. So the banks have a hard time when the economy is doing poorly, and that is where we're at right now. So hopefully the economy will recover. We'll see a nice increase here, and they do pay a nice dividend of over 3.5%. I think that they're a really good company that really is backed by the American government. I don't think they're going anywhere, and I want to buy them as much as possible while they're low. And a lot of these companies, I want to buy in as much as possible right now because I feel like they're still down, but I have to control myself every once in a while just to make sure that I don't invest too much at a time because I think there are a lot of good deals with these companies that I've talked about so far. The next company is Walgreens Boots Alliance. I think they're a really good company, honestly. I think that over the long term, Walgreens isn't going anywhere. Even if Amazon does really well, I think you still go to Walgreens for different stuff. So when I go to Walgreens, I go there because I want something like right now. I want something tonight. But if I order something from Amazon, I still have to wait. So Walgreens, I think, will be around for a long time. If you're traveling anywhere, if you need a pharmacy or something, you're probably going to Walgreens. You're not waiting or you're not ordering from Amazon and having it delivered to your hotel or anything like that. You're going to Walgreens. So they are almost at a 52-week low. Their low this year is $36.74. And they've just been steadily declining since winter of last year. So if you look here, they're down 40% since their highs. They pay a nice dividend of about 5%, and they're getting more and more appealing by the day as they drop. So I might be buying in here. I think that they're a quality company, and I would really like to own them. The next company is one that is a little bit controversial, and that is Tesla. So Tesla was down about 9% today on Thursday. They were down the day before too, and they have been on a tear over the last couple months, really over the last year. They are a company that is up massively. So on the year, they were up over 1,000%. If you had put in $1 in Tesla, you would have $11 as of a few days ago. If you had put in $10,000, you would have $110,000. So they are a company that has just blown up recently. Now, they are down a little bit. They went through a stock split, and there's a lot of hype around that. So I actually own Tesla already. I bought in when they were about $800 a share. So that has appreciated really well for me. And they are by far the best company that I've owned so far. They're down a little bit right now. So over the last few days, they're down almost 20%. Now, I'm not saying you should go buy Tesla. They're still really richly valued. But I am saying it's something to watch. Because if they dip again, like we saw during the pandemic, if they dip that low or even close to that low, I think so many people will be excited about being able to buy Tesla that it will go back up. So even if we have really bad news from Tesla or from the economy or anything like that, if it gets low enough, I'm definitely buying this company because there are so many fans of it. There's so many investors that love the company that I think it will go right back up. It's just a matter of how long it will take. The next stock is one that I've talked about recently. I actually did a dedicated video to it, and that's Facebook stock. So Facebook is a company that I just love. They are one of the biggest companies in the United States, almost $1 trillion, but they are growing like a growth stock. They're still growing at about 30% a year revenue, and it fluctuates every year, but they are growing like crazy for a company this big. They've been able to expand into new areas of business with their e-commerce. So they are putting e-commerce into the apps that they own. I think this is going to be a massive profit area for them, and I think they're going to be able to continue to expand that revenue, expand that net income, be able to grow year over year. This is one of those companies that I bought in, and it was about half the price it is right now. It went up maybe 50%, and I kind of was worried because I wanted to buy more, but I didn't really want to buy in at that price. And then, of course, since then, it's just gone up and up and up. So I have a significant amount of Facebook, but I'd really like to add more and possibly take from some of the positions that I don't really care about as much and put it into Facebook. I think this is going to be the next trillion-dollar company, and I think they're going to be maybe the largest company in the world in 5 years. So that's just my bullish thesis. I am really excited to own Facebook, and I really would like to own more. But that is the 10th stock on this list. Let me know your thoughts below. Let me know which of these you really like, which of these you wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. And then also, thank you for hitting that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't hit it already. I really appreciate it. Depending on when you're watching this, we might have already hit 7,000 subscribers, but that is really the goal for the next few days. Otherwise, I want to hit 7,500, then 10,000, and continue to grow. Thank you for using those links to start investing with WeBull and M1 Finance. WeBull has a couple different promotions to get free stocks right now, so definitely check that out. They also have a referral promotion, so if you refer someone else, you get 3 stocks, each of them worth up to $1,600. So there is a lot of potential right there, but thank you guys so much. I will see you in the next video. Bye.